Connolly le the whole.
Míl mágad a Ceancorla agus gur mágad a socht an tábhair seo a ranú a nach tá se Harbh tábhachtach do cosmhaintear Connemara agus tá siad ag strachan le breis a 7 mbliana inis agus ag iarraí ar áde dhíriú ar an gá pránach atá le seirbhísí cuí do Connemara ó híomh ochracarde. Ceap mé beidir beag anín bhí mé seafaidteach in áíar a ceap mé go raibh dul chun cinná dhéanamh agan agus tá muid ag fannacht ar túrascáil ach faríor níl sé agan fós. Minister, in the few seconds I've left, I thank the Ceancorla for choosing this because it's particularly important, and for 7 years the people on the ground have been struggling in a very positive way. I myself, that has spanned 2 elections and it went on before that, trying to draw our attention and the attention of the government to need for an urgent base, for an ambulance base in North Connemara. I hope we can make progress as a result of raising it tonight.
Thank you for being here to deal with this matter.
Not at all, Ceancorla, and I do thank you, like the other TDs, for selecting this evening. So I would like to thank Deputies Connolly, Farrell and O'Quee for raising the issue of ambulance services in Connemara. I'm advised that the National Ambulance Service has been engaging with local representatives on an ongoing basis regarding the provision of emergency ambulance resources for Connemara. The most recent engagement involved the Chief Ambulance Officer for the NAS West Division meeting virtually with the Connemara Ambulance Crisis Group and others attendees invited to the group, and I think that's what maybe Deputy O'Queeve was referring to. As a result of these engagements, an analysis of ambulance demand and response times for that area has been circulated, and I understand from the NAS that feedback is awaited from the group. The deputies have specifically raised the possibility of an ambulance base located centrally in Connemara to ensure that the region is covered at all times. As the deputies may be aware, the National Ambulance Service deploys its resources in a dynamic manner, operating on an area and national basis as opposed to on a local or county basis. This means that the emergency ambulances are not held at a specific static base, but used in a more flexible manner that reflects the population need and demand. Dynamic deployment uses an ICT platform that provides real-time information to the staff of the National Emergency Operations Centre, who continually match currently available resources and their locations with service demand requirements. The most appropriate nearest available resources is deployed in the first instance. The baseline and capacity review also highlighted that the most effective way to improve emergency response times in rural areas is through the Community First Responder Scheme. Community First Responder groups are comprised of trained volunteers who are supported and dispatched by the National Ambulance Service. The groups respond to particular types of medical emergencies such as cardiac arrest, respiratory arrest, choking and stroke. And I'm advised that at the end of February 2021, a total of 275 schemes were established, including 26 in Galway. In Connemara, 2 Community First Responder groups have returned to service following COVID stand-down, while other groups will be reactivated. But to get to the purpose of your question was the follow-up in relation to the meeting. So prior to coming in here this evening, Ceancorla, I did a follow-up in response to the answer that I've got, because I didn't feel you've got my response. I didn't feel it would address actually what you meant. So I'd like to read out what I received just before coming in. The National Ambulance Service has advised that there has been no report committed to in relation to a feasibility study for a base near Mam Cross. No commitment was provided for a base location, nor any report committed to. The National Ambulance Service has undertaken analysis of demand, which consists of calls in the Connemara area, in order to understand the level of service required in the area. A further analysis of a national demand is being undertaken, and the ability to complete this analysis has been hampered by a recent cyber attack. I think it's important to have that read into the record of the Dáil this evening, because I would be doing you a disservice to stand here and to give you the answer that you have in front of me, because it does not address the question which you have raised with me as to exactly where it is in relation to addressing the report, if there was a report, and timelines for location. Thank you, Ceancorla.
Thank you, Minister, and thank you for your honesty. Connolly.
Mil magad cean cóla agus gur mil magad ara as do unrachas agus go bhfuil se cur nú agad nach bhfuil tú sásta leis an ragra agus go chur tú dua or tain fragra all níl se sin sáúil ach an urid. Thank you, Minister, for your honesty and for taking the effort to get a further reply. Níl éon bhí hiiscint ó híomh muintir na háite nó ó híomh na deachtadála. There is no misunderstanding on our side. TDs are on the side of the people on the ground. We clearly understood from the last meeting that a report would be prepared. Not sure if the word feasibility was used, but report on how suitable that area was from Mam, Uachtarard out in relation to a base spot for the ambulance. That was clear. Since then we've got nothing but evasion. So Arish and you Tom Igiri Urtsa Mata in Kuak Daget Fragra all modulation Turiscal a Vigialta Dunya nor a Draston Widge at Grinu Ilor me eyebrow. Garmagat.
Thank you, Ceann Comhairle, and thank all the deputies for raising this again this evening. I suppose we're fortunate this evening it's a minister from Galway that has taken this question, that has complete understanding of Connemara, and I have an understanding that when I leave the Barna Road to go out west, that I'm as close to Dublin as I am to some parts of Connemara. So what I will ensure to do for the deputies here this evening, the answer that I got this evening was from the Trauma and Pre-Hospital Emergency Care Policy Unit. I will organise a meeting with that team within the Department of Health, along with the members of the NAS within the next month. And I would invite all three colleagues who are working closely together, representing their constituents on the ground, to a meeting, and perhaps we can move this item agenda forward.
Minister, thank you very much. Can I just say that I think it is absolutely outrageous that state agencies would treat this House with contempt when they produce to us, by way of an answer to a serious question, waffle rather than a substantial answer. And I think the Minister is to be commended on her integrity in the manner in which she has dealt with this. Thank you very much.